Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about stock split and what that means for you investor. And the big question is, should you buy shares of a stock before or after the stock split? Recently, big companies like Apple and Tesla just announced a stock split happening in the next couple weeks. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and click on the subscribe and the like button. I really appreciate the support. I've been doing a lot of videos about personal finances and dividend stocks. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So Tesla has announced a stock split going into effect August 31st, only 3 days after Apple's stock split. Coincidence? I don't know. So what's important for investors to know is that you don't actually make any sort of money on a stock split. Nothing actually changes. So in Tesla's case, the 5-to-1 stock split means that every share you own of Tesla before the stock split, you're gonna own 5 shares. For instance, at the time of the split, if the share is worth $2,000, you're gonna own 5 shares worth $400 each. Which one of the new 5 shares it's worth 1/50 of the original value, but you're gonna have 5 times more the number of shares that you used to have? Well, you might be asking yourself, why big companies like Tesla and Apple do a stock split? It's very simple actually. For one, opens up the market. Investors that couldn't afford the expensive price tag of $2,000 per share now is going to be able to afford a $300 or $400 price tag. Investors like yourself, myself, and millions of others are going to be able to purchase that share. Opens up the market, making the company more valuable, increasing the cash they get in, and more investors in the market. There's so much hype on Tesla's stock now, as you can see on the graph this past month. The stock went up almost $700. And I think the stock split will play perfectly into Tesla's hand. There is a lot of talk about the stock being way too overvalued, and by bringing it down, it just looks better on that. As a company, they are more affordable, and the more people can join on the fun. So looking at other companies that perform a stock split before, there's a fundamental pattern between them. As soon as the split gets announced, there's a surge in the valuation of that stock, and then the valuation continues until the day of the split itself, and then the next day is still a huge surge of valuation, and that might continue for a day or two, another day or two, and then the stocks start to drop and reaching their value, the actually market value. With that being said, if you're not currently a Tesla investor, you may have already missed out on those surge valuation already. In my opinion, thinking long term, you as an investor, you should be more focused on the current and future operations of the company. Obviously, money in the market is better than no money in the market. So the sooner you invest, the better for you. However, if you want to invest in Tesla stocks now and can afford this massive share price, I don't see much harm to do so. Also, on the other hand, if you want to wait until the stock split, there's no harm in doing that so either. I think actually you'd be better off doing that. In my opinion, you should buy. If you don't currently own any Tesla stock at the moment, you should buy, you should purchase as soon as the stock splits, as soon as it happens, the same day, because there will be a huge surge on that stock on that day. In the first 2 or 3 days after the split happens, that stock's gonna skyrocket. You're gonna see 50, 100, 2, even maybe 300 or 400 the price going up in the first 2 or 3 days. Also, if you don't feel like you're risking too much right now, if you think the price is too expensive, and if you think even after the split happens, if you think 3, 4, 450, 500 per share is too expensive, you can always try fractional shares. Fractional shares let you buy 0.1, 0.2, 0.345 of a stock, so you don't really need to own one share of that stock. This way you lower your risking of losing money in the market if that's what you're concerned with. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope I could give a good clarity of the entire matter of the stock splitting and how that happens and who loses, who gains, and I appreciate if you can subscribe to the channel and like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.